Hello Aquarius and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. Fully throwing that crystal away at this moment in time. This is your reading for September the 16th through to the 30th. So we're moving from Virgo season into fellow air sign Libra. So it should be interesting feeling the shift into air. So we have, as cards for you, we have the moon, imagination, perception coming through. I really feel like this is still an leftover energy from the full moon in Pisces that was occurring on the 10th. It's just, I feel like it's kind of like you're working with the vision at this moment in time. Your intuition might be still really working strongly through you at this time. And for those of you who work with imagination or creativity, this could be a time when this really starts to flow. It doesn't have to be, but for all of you, but it's where your perception, you're seeing something really clearly here with your perception. We've also got Six of Feathers, transition and insight. So you're seeing kind of some of the bigger patterns in your life at this moment in time, how something needs to shift or is already shifting. You're making this transition and the insight that you're seeing so clearly around it. These Six of Feathers can be where you're thinking of moving or making a move when it comes to a big thing in your life, or maybe you're thinking of traveling, but I do feel like it's more a sense of seeing really clearly how you're moving on and you're in a transition phase at this moment in time. We've also got Nine of Feathers, perspective and self-empowerment. You've got kind of these energies all about what's going on inside your mind, perception, insight, perspective. And so there's a lot that's coming on here in terms of just what it is that you're seeing, and it's a very self-empowering energy. So a lot going on inside your mind, but I would say a lot of clarity. The Nine of Feathers can sometimes be where you kind of are processing a lot mentally. You're dealing with a lot of that, but I feel with these two other cards, you've been able to you're moving on from that. You really are processing a lot, I would say, mentally. So, and it does feel like it's coming in from the intuitive realms, and it's just kind of coming through your logical mind at this moment in time. We've got what's shifting and changing, the devil. Okay, we're happy with that. Saturn, Capricorn, Mars. So I feel like this is one of those patterns that you're seeing where potentially there's been blocks around you, or it feels like there's fear, or that, you've stayed in an energy for too long and seeing that it's time to move on from it. So that's coming through, shifting from that devil energy, which is good. And Sword 6, Mercury, Aquarius. Again, this is the same as the Six of Feathers. It's the same card, which is a Mercury, Aquarius energy. And the World, Saturn, Capricorn, Aquarius, Libra. So, you're able to complete things, complete cycles, complete projects, find an ending of a cycle here with this World card, which gives you the satisfaction. It's time. You might even be reaping the harvest and rewards with this, but it's kind of like, it's time for this to finish, and something's over this energy that was associated with the devil, and you're transitioning. So there's a sense of fulfillment and being able to kind of really celebrate that. So you're moving on from something at this moment in time. So, it feels very calm when I'm kind of tuning into it. It feels like there's this calm, inevitable flow, which feels nice. It's like, finally. Okay, so let's see what else is coming through for you, Aquarius. I just wanted to let you know that this reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. Always recommend to watch all three of your placements if you know where they are, because they don't feel right, those cards. It gives you the fuller picture of what's going on for you. And this is a general reading, Aquarius. Just take what feels right and leave the rest. And if it does really resonate, there will be an extended reading, and the link for that will be in the description box below. And if you're interested in any of my other services, the link for that will also be in the description box below. And they include healings and readings. Okay, so I'm just trying to get your energy into the cards, but we've got the Three of Pentacles, so we're kind of looking at a group energy here, group projects, group collaboration with the Three of Pentacles. It's where you're also looking at your value, your skills and gifts and abilities. Crossed by the Emperor. Okay, so I feel like there could be an issue with the boss, or an issue with being able to assert yourself with this group, or an issue about being able to initiate something within this group energy. We've got the Ten of Pentacles crowning you. The sun. Oh, okay. So there's potential breakthroughs coming in with this. Yeah, there's been a positive shift that's come in. There's a sense of something needs to be addressed and resolved. You're shifting and changing, and it's almost like you're not going to accept some things that previously, or you're moving into different energies, which is going to shift the dynamics, some dynamics around you at this moment in time. We've got the Page of Wands. Fantastic. So let me get this into a space where you're thinking of looking at something new and maybe going out on your own. So you're potentially getting a green light here for stepping into some kind of independence or going out on your own, because we've got the Three of Pentacles, which feels like, I kind of feel this is more of an individual energy. Interesting. I mean, there is a collective energy around you. You're possibly really aware of that and how that's working. But crossed by the Emperor, it does feel like either there's someone really powerful in that group, or a power dynamic that's not working for you in some way. And I really feel like you're being called into doing something on your own here, doing something that, just feels like it's you. So we have in your conscious mind the Ten of Pentacles. So this is where we're looking at your security. We can be looking at some big things here. Maybe there's some kind of legacy, but I feel like you kind of need to leave the group for whatever reason. Not necessarily you could still be friends with them, still interact, but I feel like this is something individually calling you at this moment in time. So the Ten of Pentacles can represent a legacy. This could be something that you're kind of looking at achievements, thinking, well, this dynamic, I don't feel like I'm going to achieve what I want, or the group is not going to achieve what it wants. Something needs to shift with it. So the Ten of Pentacles is like, yeah, we are looking for some kind of success, security, and achievement to come through with this. At the base, we've got the sun. So this is a fantastic energy to come through. This is what's happening deep down. You're seeing things so clearly here with the sun card, and that's why we've got the moon, imagination, perception. All these cards at the top were saying you're seeing something. You're like this little owl looking at something and going, I see it all so clearly, the dynamics. I see what I need to do. And sometimes that is the gift of clarity, but sometimes the things you realize you have to do, you have to make that move, that next move that you see really clearly here. The sun card again is where I feel like it's like your inner child is breaking through here. It's calling to you, saying, this is what I want you to do. This is where the direction we're heading in. And it almost feels like it breaks through this immovable block. And so something has kind of shifted inside of you that feels like a breakthrough. And this is where it starts inside, and then it's like everything externally starts moving. So we have in the recent past the Eight of Wands. So this is where something shifted in you, or it shifted in a dynamic, shifted in the energy, just shifted. And suddenly it was like you were seeing things differently. So yeah, interesting. So this is why in the near future, I feel like, there's a lot of very clear and direct communication here coming in with the Eight of Wands and the Queen of Swords. It's very much like if something needs to be said, it's, said well and clearly, and it just kind of needs to be said. That's what comes in. But it may cause a little bit of conflict in the near future, just because the dynamic shifting and changing, it always is kind of just like a natural consequence of you kind of doing what your energy is requiring you to do in this group dynamic, which is kind of feels like it's being a lot more independent. If you are within a group dynamic and you're having issues with a boss or a power issue like we were talking about, this could mean that the conflict could just get even more annoying, and to a point where you're going to have to do something about it. So yeah, the Five of Swords is this dynamic cannot stay the way that it is, and that's just kind of like an indicator of it. You're presenting as the Wheel of Fortune. You're ready to expand and grow. You want not only you, but that you can see other people or the project or whatever this is that you want to achieve. I feel like you're breaking free of parameters or restrictions or structures. You're wanting to break free of that with the Wheel of Fortune. You're changing. There's something within you that's shifting and changing and expanding. So we have, as the energy surrounding you, the Six of Pentacles. So this is really where then there needs to be balance restored within a dynamic. So there's enough to go around for everybody to share, or is somebody taking too much or giving too much? It's kind of like something needs to be restored within that dynamic. There's potentials here. There's openings is what I'm getting here for you, Aquarius, to get a little bit more of what you want. So if you're kind of looking for more leadership abilities or challenging things within, I get a lot of career stuff happening with this reading. It feels very focused on career or work, or if it's not to do with that, it's just to do with like general what it is, the direction that you see yourself going and the work that you see yourself doing in the world. It doesn't have to be like a financial thing, but I do feel like there's potentially the universe is asking you to invest more into this greater vision, this expansion that's coming in for you. And so it's also potentially supporting the opportunity to make that transition and step into that, which is also really fantastic. So hopes and fears, you got the Five of Pentacles. This is where just something is not resonating. There's something within a group or just a collective energy, or just something is just not resonating here. And this is where you're kind of either wanting to walk away, detach. This can be walking away from old form of incomes or work. You might be thinking of leaving your work or moving jobs or shifting from a project or shifting with working with somebody. I just feel like you're kind of wanting to detach from something that really just isn't resonating and isn't holding any value. It just feels like it kind of doesn't feel right anymore for whatever reason. But, this is where you're heading. It feels really exciting. The Page of Wands, you're stepping into something new. You're like, I'm ready to explore new territories. I'm ready to go out there and, discover new possibilities. And I kind of want to open myself up to new things and see what's out there and get excited and see the growth and do what's necessary to kind of move into this expanded space in my life. And the Nine of Pentacles is very much a sense that perhaps you need to kind of do this on your own, in your own terms. Be very self-sufficient with this. With the Nine of Pentacles, it's kind of just being happy in your own skin. Like I said, very independent energy. And it can also be a very abundant energy, I feel like you're going to find the joy and the pleasure in doing this on your own, or just branching out on your own in some way. And this is where you might be in the search for like more money or more independence, or something that kind of gives you more of what it is that you need. So really trust that trust that feeling that you've got. There's something here that's calling you, and I just get no uncertain terms. This needs to be kind of your calling, done on your terms sort of thing. So listen to that, honor that message, because we've got the Queen of Swords. This is where your head is above those clouds of fear and doubt. Very clear communication, an inner resolve comes through with the Queen of Swords. For some of you, this is like handing in your notice or resignation, or just being really clear with the direction, like with whoever needs to know. This is the direction I'm heading in. This is kind of where I'm looking for an expanded space. And so just be really clear. That's kind of what I get. Just be really clear with the way you're communicating with the other people around you. So let's pull an affirmation card, Aquarius. We've got, I am safe and it's only change. You've got your bags packed. For some of you, this is quite literally travel. You're going off to travel and see the world, or just, it is traveling over new ideas, going out there into a bigger space in some way, or traveling into, it's a sense of traveling, whether it's like metaphorical, symbolic, or literal travel, whether it's traveling over new energies, into new places, traveling. It's just an expansion that comes through. So I'm safe, and it's only change. I love it. You've got your bags packed. I cross all bridges with joy and ease. The old unfolds into wonderful new experiences. My life gets better all the time. And that's what this is. This is the old you're wanting to walk away from, some sort of old, stale dynamic. And this is the wonderful new experience that you're stepping into, or, at least searching for and looking for it. So, yeah, it's a wonderful energy, I think, Aquarius. So it feels like off on the next big adventure. So let's see, let's pull a charm for you and see what message we have coming in. We've got the seahorse. Okay, interesting. Seahorses are really interesting little creatures. I mean, they are companionable. They do kind of, try and attract other people, the other seahorses. But seahorses are unique little things. It's like finding your own little seahorses, the ones that you want to be around. And they take on different roles. They don't necessarily follow by the rules. They take on different gender roles, or they're kind of happy to just be them and do their thing. And it's like, yeah, this works for me this way. And that's kind of, how it works, and it really works. It does work within a group dynamic. It does work within a collective, So I think the males carry the eggs, and they do this merry kind of mating dance where I think there's they find a mate and it's very companionable. So I do feel like it's like find the people that are wanting to do things differently and feels compatible to you as well. I feel like you're on the search for that, for this, your own uniqueness. Is coming through, and that is where you're going to connect with other people that are on the same path. So that's it, Aquarius. That's your reading. So I feel like your horizons are opening up, and especially in terms of, the areas that you want to explore, especially with other people as well. So finding like-minded people. So yeah, that's an expansion of the mind and is coming through, which is really lovely. So that's it, Aquarius. That's your reading. I'm going to take it over to the extended reading now, where we're going to look at where this is going. You've just started the journey, or at least communicating that this is the journey that you're on. So where is it going? Where is it heading? Where does the path lead further into the future? We're going to explore that. And we're going to see what adventure awaits, who's around, what opportunities are there, what sort of energies you might be working with. So that's all in the extended reading. We're also going to ask the best way to work with this energy, because there's a little bit of conflict around, like just working with other people, but it really just is about honouring you and your needs. And so that's going to get the best outcome here. So we're going to look at the best way to manage and work with the energy to get the optimum results. So that's all in the extended reading. Would love it if you come over. The link is in the description box below. Usually pin the link to the comments as well. And yeah, all my other services will also be in the description box below, the healings and the tarot readings. And so please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Aquarius, love to hear your comments, and take care.